Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today I am going to do a nonsense rant about power consolidation and the upwards mobility vacuum. This is all free association as I go forward, so bear with me if I am not concise or organized, because it will not be. I have no script, I am just free associating here. I think that it goes without saying that there is a considerable vacuum in upwards mobility, no matter what field you're in or which area you work. We all know that salaries are not keeping up with inflation by any means, and that has been a continual trend for a long time as corporations monopolize industry, even though we are supposed to have safeguards from this. It's the same across the board. That's why insurance is so terrible. I was talking with HR reps the other day about it, and Delta Dental. Yes, I'm attacking you, Delta Dental. They haven't changed their benefit amount from $1,000 since the 1970s. Apparently, I didn't know that. I did not verify it, to be fair, but the lady in HR has done that job for a very, 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 very long time, and she got told by her predecessor that it was the same in the 70s. So I'm going to just assume that it's correct based on the person delivering the information. And you can go check yourself and tell me I'm wrong if you like, but from what I understand, it's been $1,000 since the 70s. And that just goes to show that these people have like a monopoly and control over the ecosystem, right? And yeah, that's probably really bad. It just goes right to like things like Luxottica, who own Oakleys and Ray-Bans, and the insurance companies that provide you with glasses, and basically 80% of the market in the eye industry at all. It doesn't matter what it is. And you'll see on the internet here, on YouTube, TikTok, or any of the other platforms there are, that even the people on the higher level are now talking about how the increase of, they'll talk about like competition a lot, and I don't think they quite cover it exactly. It's not just competition. There will be like a few of them that are far between that'll talk about how it is becoming increasingly difficult to make a name for yourself in any sphere for any reason. And it goes beyond competition. It shows that there are not places open for new people, and that is alarming. And I'm very much a proponent of the fact that there is just not enough for the amount of people there are in the world. And that's sad to say. And again, I don't think it's completely that we don't have enough. It's the distribution of these things. And I'm not for, like, say, socialist behavior at all. I'm really not. I do believe in equitable behavior, and that people in positions that are above the rest should be thinking equitably about what they can do for the species as a whole versus just pet projects or whatever else, throwing money into the furnace for whatever reason. And I'm not pointing fingers here, because I feel like the obvious ones are not the people I would actually point my finger at, just because. And yeah, I think that as we go forward, yes, lots of people will grow into certain roles in like there'll still be those roles, but the amount of people trying to get into them will create such a fall off that the percentage is not increasing. You know, with population, the percentage of these positions is not increasing, and it's weird because even like in the legal sphere, like they're having a very hard time filling. It's weird. It's weird because there's a weird distribution. There is both a non-increase in these positions, and then select ones they can't fill, even though there are people who would do them. They're unwilling to let those people do them for whatever reason. It's unbelievable. I can't understand it. I live in a county who has to tag team with another county just to have enough judges, and now they're retiring one or two of the judges that are left, and I think there might only be 3 of them, and there is no one really suitable to take the position. I don't know if it is I think it's mostly a lack of people who have the ability to do the job effectively, and then these groups of people self-selecting for poor people to do the job, and that's terrible. And I think that happens a lot, and most every field recently. We all are under this delusion that these people should just be allowed to make these decisions, and they shouldn't be, just because they're in those positions to begin with. It's like, yeah, it's like peasant thought, like, let the king make the choices, and I'm not talking about Trump, or like the fact that Democrats are standing against or whatever. That's not what I mean at all. That has nothing to do with it. But I feel like lots of people are like just taking this subservient stance with things and trying to maintain a status quo that makes no sense whatsoever. And it's like they're just okay with being pushed to a level where they only have the bare minimum, if that. And I know that a lot of people are outspoken about it. You can bitch all day if you want to. Bitch all day, dude. Go ahead. It does not address the fucking issue, okay? That's all I'm saying. And I think this power vacuum is only going to get greater and greater as time progresses. And it's quite evident that it is. I don't know if you have to be even intelligent to see it. There has been a widespread consolidation of power in every industry, in politics. It doesn't matter where you look. There's consolidation of power where these people are self-selecting for the next person that'll enact their will the way they want it. And that just means that people do not have choice anymore. They have no upwards mobility. They have no hope for equitable income. They have no hope for homes, to have children, to live the American dream, etc., etc., etc. And I think that is quite alarming. Especially here in America, where we're at now, where I am anyway, that such things would happen. Because that's not what any of us were promised at any point. It's wrong. What can we do as people to remedy this issue, besides complain all day about what's not okay and what's not right, what do we do collectively to try to address this issue? I know a lot of people are like, oh, we protest, we do this, we do that. That's not working at all. It's obviously not working. There has to be something more. There has to be a collective mindset where you're engaging on the same playing field as them and go head to head if you want to make a difference. That's all there is to it. You can't win a battle without at least the same caliber of weapon or the same amount of firepower. It's just, you can't. Read Sun Tzu's Strategies of War. You need to be thinking like that if you really want to gain any ground. I am not saying act immorally, but I am saying be divisive. Be selective about your choices. Force your growth into a field and lift others into the same position. Like, that's what it's about, man. Dissolve this power vacuum with me, if you would. Dissolve the upwards mobility vacuum. Let's figure out how we can grow people together instead of letting these groups of people consolidate it into one chunk and gatekeep it from the rest of us. We're not all going to be top dog, obviously, but the amount of people who can even kick in the door is disappearing very quickly. It'll be gone almost immediately here soon. And I think that is echoed again by lots of prominent figures, not just myself. And maybe that's because I'm in a chamber, but I don't think so, because I get information from all over the place, and I deliberately do things to disrupt the algorithm as best I possibly can, so that I am not in one of those things. That's another thing. Get out of your echo chamber, people. Just leave it. If something is really sticking inside you so bad that you're just like, yeah, that's so right, I challenge you to be like, no, it's not right. It's wrong. I'm going to find how this is wrong. Even if you don't believe it, even if you don't actually believe it, it'll provide you with new insight into the subject, and you'll gain some level of value from that level of introspection. I can promise you. But yeah, that was my rant. It was very uncoordinated and I'm sure confusing. I will most likely cut this into 3 separate videos and do them later, perhaps even a 4th. And that one will be scripted and easier to follow. I apologize. I just had this pop into my head. I'm like watching a video about game theory. And by the way, I hate game theory. I think it's ridiculous that we would ever play a zero-sum game. You know, game theory, that is all it is. It's zero-sum. I hate it. It's so stupid. If anything, it's negative sum most of the time because everyone else is also playing it. So it's like, you're not just not gaining anything, you're fucking losing something almost always. And that's a bad game to play. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, this will be cut into 3 or 4 other videos at some other point. Sorry for the rant. But go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section if anything touched you in any way, and you can maybe promote an idea that I could cover about it, because I'm sure that even though this has been very inconcise, that someone will have some level of insight or some level of understanding what I was trying to get at here. I can almost guarantee it. Like, I know it's not very concise. So, yeah, comment. And we'll go